We all have one or more people in our lives that we really don't like. We feel like they drain our batteries and deplete our energy. And it comes at a huge personal cost, making us feel frustrated. So, is it possible to change relationship with these people? Let's find out in this episode of Demystifying Change. You know that one person you really don't see eye to eye with? Somehow, even on your best day, with best of your intentions, this person can still get the best of you. And this person could be anyone, someone you work with, a relative, or even a family member. There is one person with who I've had consistent disagreements, so much so that even the thought of engaging would put me over the edge. This person, no matter what I tried, nothing would work. She's so opinionated. I remember at my 25th birthday, she cried and told me that my shelf life was over. She's like, "You're 25. You'll never find a husband." Yeah, everyone called her BG. And she passed away last month. I was in South Africa when I got the news. And I traveled multiple connections and layovers from Cape Town to Cleveland, just struggling with what could I possibly speak about at her funeral. Because the thing was that I'd been asked to speak at her funeral. And I thought, are you kidding? Like, what about my integrity? How could I have anything nice to say? Until the moment when my grandfather called and asked if I would speak at her funeral. See, BG was the most important person to two of the most important men in my life. She's my grandmother, my dad's mom. And before the night of the funeral, as I sat just troubled, I couldn't think of anything nice to say. And yet I wanted to be able to figure out a way to not just honor her, but also my integrity. And as I was sitting beside my grandfather, just brooding over this idea, my mom saw that I was struggling, as she magically always does. And she took me aside. "BG practically raised you," she said. "I am sure there are countless memories from those times that you could borrow, that you could speak from." And that's when the story in my head began to change. See, I was born in a very small town in India at a time when birth of a girl child was not celebrated at all. And yet she had celebrated my birth with such splendor and joy. Somehow I had forgotten the courage and the feminist attitude that she had to do something that was revolutionary at that time when other people were coming and paying condolences to my parents. Somehow over time my narrative had changed. And I was only seeing BG through the lens of the woman who, at my 25th birthday, had said something like that. What I had not acknowledged was the complexity and the contradictions that made her the complete person that she was. And isn't that commonly the case? We somehow find it easier to make a judgment. A person is either good or bad. But to see the person as a whole, full of complexities and contradictions, it's unsettling, but that is the true reality of that person. I don't dislike BG when I think about her as that whole person. And I thought it is worth sharing it with you. Perhaps you have someone that you consistently struggle with. Could you challenge yourself to acknowledge this person as a whole with all his or her contradictions and complexities. I wonder if your narrative will change as well. Because as we discussed, it is a lot of personal cost to carry the burden of relationships that don't give us joy. So, can we reframe the narrative by acknowledging the multidimensionality of our personalities so that we are looking at relationships that rev up our batteries and fuel us with energy? I hope that you will reconsider some of your relationships in that light. Thank you for watching.